Maya adjusted the collar of her blouse for the 10th time, trying to smooth out wrinkles that weren't there. The air conditioning in the conference room of Lumina Marketing was blasting, but she was sweating. Her company was failing. If this acquisition didn't go through, 50 people would lose their jobs, and Maya would lose the steady income she desperately needed to support Noah. "He's here," her boss whispered, turning pale. The double doors swung open. The air in the room seemed to vanish, sucked into the gravitational pull of the man walking in. He was flanked by 3 lawyers, but Maya didn't see them. She only saw him, Liam Sterling. 5 years ago, he hadn't been a billionaire CEO of a global tech conglomerate. He had just been Liam, the devastatingly charming stranger she met in a hotel bar in Chicago during a snowstorm. They had shared one night, a night of blurred sheets, desperate hands, and a connection so intense it had terrified her enough to slip away before dawn without leaving a number. She hadn't known his last name then. She certainly hadn't known she was pregnant until 3 weeks later. Now he stood at the head of the table, radiating power. His suit cost more than her car. He looked harder, colder, his jawline sharper than she remembered. His gaze swept the room, bored and professional, until it landed on her. The room went silent. Maya felt her heart hammer against her ribs. Liam stopped mid-stride. His eyes, stormy gray and piercing, widened fractionally. The recognition was instant. It hit him like a physical blow. "Mr. Sterling," his lawyer prompted. Liam didn't blink. He stared at her, his gaze dropping to her mouth, then back to her eyes, dark with a sudden molten heat that made Maya's thighs clench together instinctively. "Gentlemen," Liam said, his voice a low rumble that vibrated in her chest, "leave us." "Sir?" "Everyone out, now." He didn't look away from Maya, "except Miss Davis." The door cleared in a flurry of confusion. The door clicked shut, leaving them in a silence thick enough to choke on. Liam walked around the table, stalking her like a predator who had finally cornered his prey. He stopped inches from her, close enough that she could smell the sandalwood and expensive scotch she had dreamed about for 5 years. "Maya," he breathed, the name sounding like a prayer and a curse on his lips. "I looked for you." I moved," she stammered, backing up until her hips hit the mahogany table. "For 5 years?" He placed a hand on the table on either side of her, boxing her in. He leaned down, his mouth hovering near her ear. "Do you have any idea how many times I've replayed that night in my head? How many times I've woken up reaching for you?" The heat radiating off him was intoxicating. "Liam, please, this is professional. You're my boss." "I'm buying this company," he murmured, his nose grazing the sensitive skin of her neck, sending shivers cascading down her spine. "Because I saw your name on the employee roster." Maya gasped. "We have unfinished business, Maya." He pulled back, his eyes burning with intent. "And I'm not letting you run this time." The transition period was supposed to take a month. Liam made sure it took 2. He insisted on overseeing the integration personally, which meant Maya was trapped in the glass-walled office with him every day, and worse, every night. The tension was a living thing. It was in the way he handed her a coffee, his fingers lingering on hers a second too long. It was in the way he watched her when he thought she was focused on her screen, a look of raw, hungry possession that made her breath hitch. It was 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. The office was deserted. Rain lashed against the floor-to-ceiling windows. "You're tired," Liam said. He was sitting on the edge of her desk, his sleeves rolled up, revealing forearms that looked like they could crush stone. "I have to finish this audit," Maya sighed, rubbing her temples. She checked her phone anxiously. The babysitter, Mrs. Higgins, charged extra after 9. "Is there somewhere you need to be? A boyfriend?" Liam asked, his voice sharp. "No," Maya said quickly. "No boyfriend." Liam's expression relaxed, a predatory satisfaction settling in his eyes. Good. He stood up and pulled the laptop away from her. Hey, take a break. He grabbed her chair and spun it around so she was facing him, his knees bracketing hers. You're trembling. I'm cold, Maya lied. She was burning up. Liar. Liam reached out, his thumb tracing the line of her lower lip. Maya's breath shuddered out. You feel it too. You felt it every second of every day for the last 8 weeks. Liam, please, we can't. You're my boss. I don't care. He didn't give her time to argue. He crashed his mouth onto hers, devouring her. It wasn't gentle. It was 5 years of starvation. Maya made a whimpering sound and tangled her hands in his hair, pulling him closer. He groaned, lifting her effortlessly until she was sitting on the desk, his hips grinding against hers. The friction was electric. His hands roamed over her body, memorizing curves that were slightly softer than before, possessing her with a desperation that melted her resolve. Tell me to stop, he growled against her neck, biting lightly at her pulse point. Don't, she whispered. The bubble burst on a Friday morning. Maya's usual childcare fell through. It was an emergency, and she had no choice. She had to bring Noah to the office for an hour until her sister could pick him up. Please let Liam be in a meeting, she prayed as she ushered the 4-year-old into the reception area. Noah was a miniature replica of Liam, the same unruly dark hair, the same stubborn chin, and, most damning of all, the same storm-gray eyes. Sit here in color, okay, sweetie? Maya whispered, setting him up at a small table in the corner of her office. Mommy has to send an email. Okay, Mommy, Noah chirped. The door flew open. Maya, I need the... Liam froze. Maya froze. Time seemed to warp and stop. Liam looked at Maya, then at the small boy swinging his legs on the chair, holding a blue crayon. Liam looked at the boy's eyes. He looked at the boy's hair. He looked back at Maya, his face draining of color, replaced by a dawn of realization that shook him to his core. Hi, Noah said cheerfully. Are you the boss? Liam didn't answer. He walked slowly toward the child, as if approaching a bomb. He crouched down, bringing himself to eye level with Noah. Hello, Liam croaked. I'm Noah. I'm 4.5. Liam stared at the boy. It was like looking in a mirror. He stood up slowly and turned to Maya. The heat and passion were gone, replaced by a look of betrayal so profound it made her want to weep. My office, he said, his voice deadly quiet. Now. Inside his soundproof office, Liam paced like a caged tiger. How old is he? 4, Maya whispered. Does he know? No. Liam slammed his hand against the wall, making her jump. 5 years, Maya. You stole 5 years from me. Why? Was I just a good time to you? Did you think I wouldn't care? I didn't know you, she shouted back, tears spilling over. I was a broke 22-year-old, and you were... you! I was scared, and then time passed and it just became impossible to tell you. I would have been there, Maya, he said, his voice cracking. I would have taken care of you. I didn't want your money, Liam. I wanted to be sure you wanted us, not just an obligation. Liam stopped pacing. He looked at her, really looked at her, seeing the fear and the fierce love she held for their son. He looked through the glass wall at the little boy coloring, oblivious to the storm. He felt the anger draining away, leaving only the ache of lost time and the overwhelming surge of something new, fatherhood. He walked over to Maya. She flinched, expecting him to yell again. Instead, he wrapped his arms around her and buried his face in her neck. He was shaking. He looks just like me, Liam whispered into her hair. He acts like you too, Maya sobbed, clutching his lapels. He's stubborn and he likes his toast cut in triangles. Liam let out a wet, incredulous laugh. He pulled back, cupping her face. I am furious with you. I know. But, he brushed a tear from her cheek with his thumb, I am so much more in love with you than I was an hour ago, and I didn't think that was possible. 6 months later, The boardroom was full, but this time the atmosphere was light. "Meeting adjourned," Liam announced. As the executives filed out, Liam stayed behind, spinning his chair to face the corner of the room where a playpen had been set up, though Noah rarely stayed in it. "Daddy, look!" Noah ran over, holding up a drawing of a rocket ship. "Incredible engineering, Ace," Liam said, scooping the boy up and tossing him into the air, eliciting a shriek of delight. Maya walked in, holding 2 coffees. She smiled at the sight. The secret heir was a secret no more. Liam had legally claimed Noah within a week, and the tabloids had had a field day, but Liam had shielded them from the worst of it. He put Noah down. "Go show Miss Sarah your drawing, buddy." As Noah ran out the door, Liam snagged Maya by the waist and pulled her onto his lap. "You're late," he murmured, biting her earlobe. "I was working. I'm the CEO. I say you're done working." "Is that so?" Maya smirked, running her hand down his tie. "Mm-hmm." His hand slid up her thigh, the familiar heat flaring between them instantly. "I have a new acquisition target." "Oh? What is it?" "You, forever." He pulled a velvet box from his pocket. "Marry me, Maya. Let me make up for the 5 years I missed. Let me give you and Noah the world." Maya looked at the ring, simple, elegant, massive, and then at the man who had bought her company and stolen her heart twice. "Deal," she whispered, before pulling him down for a kiss that promised a lifetime of steamy, happy nights. If you like this story, please like, subscribe, and share. Also comment where you're listening from. And please also hit that notification bell so you'll be here for the next one. Thank you.